Last year, I reviewed The Stepfather from 1987 along with its sequel. Now, as much as I hate myself for doing this, let's talk about Stepfather 3, the one with a different actor playing the title character. Big Days, Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings my fellow YouTubers and happy Father's Day. Welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Noel, better known to you as the Big D. And this time around I bring to you a review of the 1992 thriller flick of a sequel, Stepfather 3, released by TC Productions, starring Robert Whiteman now as in the title role, along with Priscilla Barnes, David Tom, and Susan Hubley. Film follows a serial killer, now going under another name, seeking out another family to become a part of, and this time using plastic surgery to disguise himself from the authorities. Yes, well, unfortunately, Terry O'Quinn doesn't return as the title role. This guy, Robert Whiteman, plays him. Alright, now if you've not seen my reviews for the first two movies, click on that playlist coming up. I just did a playlist. Well, I fixed up a playlist. So click on that card that's coming right about now. There we go. I'll give you a few seconds to do that before I go into this review. Okay, now, unlike the other two movies, this was not released theatrically. It premiered on television. Actually, it came on HBO. Anyway, having survived the stab wounds he sustained and escaping from the church in Palm Meadows, Los Angeles, at the end of the previous film, the mysterious stepfather, who was now going under the name of Gene Clifford, escapes from the same institution in Puget Sound, Washington he was placed in 4 years ago. He seeks out a back alley plastic surgeon to alter his appearance, using no anesthesia. After a few days, Gene kills the doctor by slitting his throat with a bone saw and makes his way to Deerview, California, where he acquires a new identity as Keith Grant. As well as a small cottage and a job at a plant nursery. 9 months later, crafting his new life, Keith, during an Easter dance held by the church, meets divorced school principal Christine Davis and her psychosomatically paralyzed son Andy. Keith and Christine begin dating. When Christine's possessive ex-boyfriend, Mark Reynal, follows Keith home and confronts him, Keith offers to have a chat, but he kills him with a shovel and buries the body in his garden. So Keith and Christine marry despite Andy's misgivings. Andy's biological father, Steve, offers Andy the chance to spend the summer with his family and attend a school for the gifted. Andy decides to take his father up on the offer despite Keith's protest. When Andy Gunn and Christine revealed to be infertile, Keith begins courting Jennifer Ashley, a widow who has moved into Keith's old cottage with her son Nicholas. Keith plans to murder Christine and marry Jennifer. Keith murders his boss, Mr. Thompson, with a rake when Thompson teases him about spying Keith cheating on Christine with Jennifer. When Andy sees a news story about an unidentified serial killer who murders families and suspecting that Keith is the culprit, he fakes homesickness to return home. Keith returns home with an axe to kill Christine, only to find Andy in bed. Keith calls Andy Nicky, which makes Christine suspicious, though Keith gives her an explanation. The next day, Jennifer meets Christine while enrolling Nicky in school. Keith stops by the school and sees them together and panics. Andy asks family friend, Father Ernest Brennan, played by John Engel, to help him discover Keith's past. While cooking dinner for Brennan, Christine asks Keith if he knows Jennifer, but he denies it. Christine grows more suspicious since she knows Jennifer is renting Keith's cottage. Andy and Father Brennan sneak Keith's fork off the dinner table to have the fingerprints analyzed. Realizing Brennan is up to something, Keith excuses himself after dinner and follows the priest home, and he runs Brennan off the road, beats him to death, and makes it look like a car accident. He also discovers the fork. When Christine mentions visiting Jennifer, Keith rushes to the planned nursery and calls Jennifer, telling her to meet him. Before going to the nursery, Jennifer calls Christine to cancel their meeting, claiming her new boyfriend called when an emergency. When Jennifer arrives, Keith reveals he is married before claiming he needs her out of the way. Keith knocks her unconscious and prepares to kill her by feeding her body into a big wood chipper. Okay, now as much as I hate to do it, I'm going to give you the ending. You have 5 seconds to stop this video, go to the description box below, and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen this movie already, good for you. Continue on, here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Christine and Andy suddenly appear. Christine has figured out that Keith is Jennifer's new boyfriend and confronts him about the affair. He beats her unconscious when she discovers Jennifer weakly writhing on the ground. As Keith prepares to murder his two lovers, Andy finds the courage to get out of his wheelchair and walk. Keith chases him through the nursery until Andy pushes him off the ladder, which knocks him into the wood chipper. However, Keith is only hanging on the edge and grabs Andy. Christine gets up and helps Andy get away, leaving Keith to fall into the wood chipper, killing him. Jennifer cuts the cable with an hatchet axe, when the wood chipper's engine suddenly shuts off. Jennifer sees the body pieces of Keith in the blood-covered wood chipper. Andy stands up, and Christine is surprised and hugs him. Well, and as they walk away, Andy turns around and looks at the bloody wood chipper and says, "Happy Father's Day, slugger." They then exit the garden. End of story. So, what did I think of Stepfather 3? I'm going to tell you this. It was okay. I think it was okay, but it wasn't okay good. This is an okay movie. And what have you? Robert Wyman, he's, alright. Not as good as Terry O'Quinn, Now, although he still provides the whistle of that song Camptown Races, though. Priscilla Barnes playing Christine, okay and all. The cast is just kind of meh. Susan Hibbley playing Jennifer and David Tom as Andy. Yeah, Andy was kind of, yeah. Though I appreciate them using a handicapped kid for this movie, which that was good, but I think the character's performances, I could have used some more spin polish and what have you. Some of it was a little, bits of this movie was kind of cheesy and all. As much as the second one was, but I liked the second one. But the first Stepfather movie I love. And what's more is I would rather watch the remake of the Stepfather over this abomination. Direction by Guy Magar was alright. Pat Regan's score, alright. So, with all that said, would I recommend Stepfather 3? Well, no. No, not, well, if you're a completionist, if you want to be a completionist, give it only one watch, and that's it. Don't watch any, that's it, okay? Just watch it once. And I'm going to say, if you weren't satisfied with this movie, don't bother with this movie again. Word to the wise, stick with the first two, not this abomination. After I've watched this a second time, I've watched this twice on Tubi. After that, I doubt I'll ever watch this again. I'd rather stick with the first two with Terry O'Quinn, because he's a much better actor performing as Stepfather. Okay, enough said. Anyway, this was also known as, with a subtitle, Father's Day as well. So anyway, if you've seen Stepfather 3, tell me what you thought about it. I bet a lot of y'all don't like this movie. I don't. I kind of don't like this movie too much. Again, it would have been better in ways, but it's not. Just tell me what you thought about Stepfather 3 in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button below, subscribe to my channel, be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me next time when I bring to you a review of Disney's animated feature, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which is celebrating its 25th anniversary. So anyway, thanks for watching, and if you like this, you may want to check out some of these other threequels, which I feel like are a little bit, well, I like a little more than this. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of one of my favorite horror threequels. That's Nightmare on Elm Street 3: Dream Warriors. The upper right-hand corner is my review of the extremely underrated Halloween 3: Season of the Witch. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner for my review of Child's Play 3. In the bottom right-hand corner is a button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.